Hi, my name is Beth and I'm a sewing pattern designer and blogger at Sew DIY. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to draft your own facing. So if you're not familiar with facings, they are a little piece of fabric that is used to finish a raw edge. So they're most commonly used around necklines or armholes, but they can also be used to finish the edge of a skirt or a dress. So the great thing about facings is that you can have a really complicated shape and it will still finish it really cleanly. So like you could have a neckline that has like little triangles taken out. You could have a skirt that has scallops to the edge, or your hem on your dress has a really dramatic kind of curve to it. You can get really creative and do a lot of fun things with a facing. So today I'm going to show you how I drafted the V-neck facing for this Dana Jumpsuit hack. Let me show you a little bit more. So this has a really fun all the way around waist tie. It's obviously very glam. And the original design of the jumpsuit just has a medium scoop neck, but for this like extra fancy glam design, I thought it would be fun to do a deeper V. And the good news about facings is that they are really easy to draft yourself. Let's get started. So to create a new neckline shape and neckline facing, you're going to need your pattern, some tracing paper, a pen, scissors, and a ruler is also really helpful. So here I have the front pattern piece for the Dana Jumpsuit. And just to show you how a facing works, here's the facing that goes with this pattern piece. And you can see I have a notch in my facing and a notch in the neckline, and those two meet up. And because this is not cut on the fold, there's a center front seam. Our facing and our bodice don't meet at the center front. So our center front is actually right here. So what you want to do is use your tracing paper and trace a new bodice. And I've already done that. I have it right here. And I've drawn a new V-shaped neckline. So I just kind of estimated how deep I wanted to go and then drew it in using a ruler. So one more thing I actually want to do on this pattern is remove our center front seam. So I'm going to take my ruler, and this pattern has a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. I'm just going to draw a line along that seam line. Just like this, and then we can just cut this away. Instead of using that green line, we will cut on the fold. So now we want to make our facing, and this is actually really easy. All we're going to do is trace this line and then make a shape. And it doesn't really matter how big your facing is. This is personal preference. This one, as we can see, is 2 3/4 inches. So because our back facing is 2 3/4 inches, we'll want to make this the same size so that it matches up at the shoulder seams. So to make our facing, we're going to put the tracing paper over the top of our bodice. And let's use this ruler. We want to mark 2 3/4 inches down from this point, and then also 2 3/4 inches along the shoulder. Now we're just going to trace our shoulder line and trace our neckline, connect these points, and then you can just freehand draw this or use your curved ruler, French curve, to draw a nice curve in between. And then remember that you'll want to cut that on the fold. And maybe you go a little bit more like this. Make it have a nice shape, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be inside. So we can write V-neck, facing, and we'll just cut this out and then cut one on fold fabric and interfacing. Well, I hope that you enjoy that little tutorial. If you want more information about this jumpsuit, I will have links down below to the pattern and to the blog post about this specific hack. But before we head off, I want to give you one more tip about drafting a neckline. So what I like to do is put my muslin on and then take a piece of chalk and then draw on my muslin where I want the neckline to be. It's a much easier way, at least for me, to visualize exactly where I want it to go, like how low it should be, or how high it should be, or how wide and what shape it should be. It's much easier when you just draw right on the fabric on your body. So then you just take that line on your muslin, transfer it to paper, and add a seam allowance. I'm going to put links down below to learn more about this Dana Jumpsuit hack, to check out the Dana Jumpsuit pattern. And if you're looking for a little more help sewing your jumpsuit, maybe you're just a beginner sewist or you've never sewn a jumpsuit before, I'd like to invite you to check out the Dana Jumpsuit online class. It teaches you a load of really great sewing techniques, such as how to sew a facing, how to do an inset sleeve, how to sew an invisible zipper, just all the tips and tricks and techniques, everything that you would need to know to sew this jumpsuit. And there are also really great techniques that you can take on and then use in your future sewing projects. So definitely check those links out below. And then if you haven't already, I would be so honored if you hit the little subscribe button and then hit the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Happy sewing!